All of it. All the little moments. It's crazy. Like, you remember the big arcs, but like those little moments.
Do you remember your very first scene with Richard?
Yes.
In the desert? Tell us about it.
Well, my very first moment was when I popped up out of that. I was like hiding in I don't even know what, that trailer or something. And I popped up, and they were like, ah! I was like, ah! And that began it all.
Did you know at that point how long your character would be on the show?
Oh, absolutely not.
Were you hired for one episode?
I was hired for 1 day of work.
Wow.
For one episode.
What a gift that she got more work.
I was for a lot of us, one episode potential to reoccur, but the way that they worked on that show was they brought actors in, they threw us at the wall, and they were like, what sticks? See what sticks. And also sometimes they're like, we gotta kill somebody, yeah, kill them. And then you're like, oh man. I was like, yeah.
Did you have a chemistry with Richard, or did you know him before this?
I had never met him before that day.
Oh wow.
I knew of him, but I never met him, and we obviously started working together. We were like, oh, okay, this works. This is nice.
Yeah,
this is very.
And I'm sure that your chemistry had a lot to do with them going, oh wait, we have something juicy here.
I think he told him, he's like, she's good. You gotta bring her back. This was working. Like,
shout out Richard Harmon.
Yeah, big time. Like such a stand-up guy.
Totally.
He always plays such like just slimy jerks.
Just likable humans.
And he is the most likable, nicest guy.
Hilarious.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Great.
When you were given, the thing on your hand,
Yeah.
did they give you any backstory? Did you have to sort of create it as you went along?
I just knew that, there were, throughout the history of this, there were a bunch of us we were irradiated, our things had changed in our DNA, and this was a result of it, because they were establishing it, in this world, right, gated fruit world. And that was kind of the beginning of it. They probably knew things, but you're not in the writer's room in LA.
Right.
Things don't always pass down to you. Right. You're like, I think this is where they're going with it, but I don't know. Half the time you just do stuff and they're like, yeah, that's right. And you're like, what did I do? You don't know.
And it's interesting the way they introduced your character. It's like, to me, I'm like, oh, she scavenges for tech. So in my mind, in Allie's Island, where the lighthouse was, with all that tech on the beach, I'm like, oh, I bet Maury just went there and just got as much tech as possible.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah. Like that was her spot.
Yeah.
She was crafty.
Very crafty. And did you like that you got the chance to go in space, your character?
Oh, that was fantastic.
To get off the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you in the bunker wouldn't have been as... Maury needed to go to space.
Yeah, she would have had a harder time. I think because of the social aspect.
Right.
She would have started to get really anxious about the fact this is well, when are you guys going to cast me out of this place, basically, right?
Whereas you had a smaller amount of people up on the ship.
That's just like, I can manage this.
Yeah.
I can work with
But her excitement, the look on your face when they're taking off into space is incredible. It was probably super fun to film.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Were they just shaking the set? Basically, it looked like you were going up in space.
I can't remember exactly. I think there was probably something like that. But my favorite was mine. My reaction, and then Echo's reaction.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah. Grounders in space.
Yeah, right.
That was super fun. Yeah. Well, before we get to the fan questions, is there anything you're working on now, or that you have worked on the last couple of years, or coming up that you'd like to promote?
well, I did an episode of Fire Country, which will be out in a couple of weeks.
Nice. CBS, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's not like a big long arc or anything like that. I don't think it's going to turn into my Amoria.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a 44 episode.
Got it.
But man, that was a great show to work on.
That's cool.
And they had some of the same crew that we did.
Oh wow.
When we shot The 100. I was like, hey, this is
So they film in Vancouver, obviously.
We film in Vancouver in the woods, and it's fun. So I show up, and the regulars on the show, I'm like, oh man, sorry, it's like, it can be a bit rough at times. I know it gets cold, and if it's raining, I'm like, it's all good, guys, I got it. No problem.
Been there, been in this forest.
Been there. Been here.
One of the things I think that everyone can agree on is that your character, it touched so many people's hearts also because what happened in the City of Light, and your line about, like, there's nothing wrong with me, what are you talking about? Basically, like, over the last 10 years, what has it been like for you, for fans to come up and talk about the representation of that?
It's been very emotional. I mean, I usually cry at least once because, it builds up, and then I mean, we all can connect to that, the idea that I have something wrong with me, or I don't know why, I wish I was like this, I wish I was like that. And it doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter what your ability is, you're gonna have those feelings if you're a human being. Because it's just a natural part of being human, and I think we all need to learn to accept that these are flaws, these are beautiful parts of us.
Amen.
Beautiful, unique parts, yes.
Very well said, thank you. And before we move on, we have a book club on Instagram. Who's following Luisa's book club?
Yeah!
Okay. Who's actually reading the books? Okay.
I have a book club, it's called the Feed Your Mind Book Club. We read nonfiction books, we read one a month. You don't have to read every month, you can do whatever the heck you want. You just follow and then you see what books are coming up. Or if you're looking for interesting nonfiction books, there's, I edit trailers. I just do this, I'm interested.
Yeah.
So I sit there on my computer and I edit, a little trailer for the book.
Nice.
Read the book and then I share my thoughts and I edit those thoughts.
That's super.
Then people on Instagram. Yeah, then people read the books and then they tell me what they think. And we're like, hey, I thought this, I thought that. Me too, that's really cool.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Here's my trailer for the book.
There you go. If anyone has any questions for Luisa, please help yourself to the mic. Don't be shy.
Please come up.
I haven't been cut off yet, so I think we're good.
Hello.
Hi.
Everybody knows my question already, because I'm going around making a tarot deck for the 100.
Amazing.
Okay, so it's going to be playing deck with actual playing cards mixed in with tarot. So I haven't figured out a card for you yet. So my question to you, if you could pick any card in tarot deck or in playing cards, what would you be?
If I don't know the tarot deck as well.
Go ahead for go for regular cards then.
Something with a spade or the swords
Okay.
in the tarot deck.
Mm-hmm. Spade or sword, that's fine. You want, what kind of number do you like? Think about it. What kind of
I like
playing card?
a 7.
You're 7? Okay.
Great. There she's making a whole card deck.
Cool.
Can someone help with the microphone, please?
Yeah, you can just take it off.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Allison. Hello. And I'm really glad that you touched on that, Joe, about there's nothing wrong with me. I've been going through a life-limiting diagnosis, and so seeing that in a show is like so rare, and like try not to cry, but it was just really powerful, and I'm really glad that like you just portrayed that so well, and you're like, there's nothing wrong with me, and it really meant a lot, so I just wanted to thank you for that. And it's really helped me in my fight in my life-limiting diagnosis, so I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then my next question is there any funny like bloopers or like funny moments that you had with Richard that like you instantly think like, oh my God, do you remember when we did this?
Man, Richard and I didn't have too many bloopers. We weren't the goofballs on set.
Oh,
Surprising.
Yeah.
Really?
Shocker.
No, for him though.
I don't know. He was more with maybe other people,
Oh,
but we were a bit more serious.
okay.
Like serious actor hats went on.
Okay.
And we were focused and we talked about the scene and then we talked about it after. We would share headphones sometimes.
Oh.
So we'd be like getting in the moment, like, what are you listening to? Like, oh, you want to hear? Yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah. We would share music sometimes, occasionally. I started bringing in headphones because he did it all the time. I was like, that's a good idea. But I learned from him. And then we would shoot, a scene, and after a take,
Yeah.
if one of us was like, I don't know about that one, like I'm not sure, I didn't feel like, and that's the one they used. He would do this occasionally, and Richard, like that was clearly awesome. But I want to validate you because I understand that you feel like you could have added an extra percent to that. So like that's okay, I got you, but like I promise you, you killed it. And then he would do the same for me.
Oh.
We were a freaking team, man. We had each other's back.
We should work together on a different project.
I'd love to.
Okay, someone write that. Thank you.
Absolutely. And then my second question is, I love seeing you on the Hallmark movies. I'm like, Luisa, is there like one that you haven't been on, but you like want to be on in a Hallmark channel?
I guess I haven't been in any of the mysteries ones.
That would be good.
I mean, I feel like those would be fun. fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, my question is, if you could have played any other character on the show, who would you want to play?
I would love to like try my hand at Indra.
Ooh, yes!
But also that's terrifying. Because it's Adina Porter.
Right, exactly.
And it's Adina Porter.
Right.
Who is the most amazing one. I just like, I melt and fan out. It took me years to even just tell her, I really love you like True Blood. And I just think they're so great. She's so gracious. I was like, don't freak out, don't freak out, don't freak out. For like years, don't be stupid, don't say anything. Shut your mouth, shut your mouth, shut your mouth. Yeah.
She's iconic.
I know. You think I didn't know? I know that. Yeah, so Indra, yes.
I like that, yeah. Nice question.
I don't really have a question, but I was going to give you a gift.
Oh, hey, thank you. And your Murphy Prime. Ooh, I love the Prime, love it. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, Future Mind Book Club. It's a thank you. Oh yeah, yes, good idea.
That's nice.
Hello.
Hi, so for your hand in the 100, like how long did it take? Was it like makeup or like?
If it was just the hand, it was just literally a silicone glove.
Like an oven mitt?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, well, there was the oven mitt. There was the oven mitt, which was just the glove. But the actual hand was a prosthetic. That was very expensive to make. It was hand sculpted. But I would just like put that on in, really quick.
You get to keep it?
No.
No. Chelsea's fake butter missing.
I
so
know.
she does
fake
loves it.
Yes, if she could, I guess,
You don't know.
she would frame that thing and put it on her wall and then tell everyone that that's my butt, that's my butt.
100%, yeah.
Totally. Thank you.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
It's so nice to meet you. So we all know how iconic Maury's tattoo is. So I wanted to know if you formulate some kind of backstory of how the tattoo came about, and if you think Maury would ever get a different tattoo, and what would that be like?
I didn't really plan that one out in my head because I felt like that might be established at some point. And you don't want to like fill in the world too clearly and then they're like, no, it's this, something totally different. But I would imagine it was something she chose for herself and she is as a way of claiming power. That's what I think.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I know we talked about, can I take
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Get comfortable.
There's, I know we talked about the importance of Murphy and Maury's relationship, but just your thoughts on the sisterhood that Maury gained. I think that's just a very important, powerful point of the show. Just wanted your thoughts on that.
I completely agree. I think, everyone around her up to that point that was established in the show was a guy. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but she had no idea what it was like to have a sisterhood, to have women friends, to have women that she could count on, which I think is sometimes, women can go through that. They don't necessarily know. Which is such a sad thing. But man, we need each other. We all need each other. So I was so happy for her when she got to go to space, and she made these friends for life who were like, I got you, girl. Like, let me teach you something. Tell me about your dreams. Let's grow together. I just think that, yes, I agree. Very important for her and for all the women out here. I hope you all have a wonderful group of women like Maury.
Amen. Good question.
Thank you for that.
Hello.
Hi.
I asked this question before. I'll ask you. So, is there a scene that you did that you got absolutely just lost in? It's like after the take was over, you're like shaking off because it was just something that just like captivated you beyond your even like character yourself.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. So in season 7, near the end, when I get buried in the rubble, they pull me out. I have a huge injury, and I kind of have that meltdown with John Murphy, and I say how it was like, this was the first time I felt like I mattered. Can't remember the exact words I used, but when we were shooting that hit something so real and deep in a place, in a deep dark hole that I had not explored. And it was, I don't even know how much of that they used in the actual show, but it was very intense. It was like, you know, like therapy on camera. And then I start crying, and Richard burst out crying because he could feel me feeling it because he's very intuitive. And then Adina came over and was like, "You're a great actress." I was like, "Oh my God." Like, she was watching. I was like, "This is the best day of my life." And also, the heart, one of the hardest. But yeah, that touched something, that moment there. Yeah, you did.
Thank you so much.
It's intense. Thank you. Hi.
Hey. All right, so for all the books in your book club that we've read, which would be Amori's favorite and why?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, okay, two. The Endurance, which is the one I keep giving as an answer, which is a book about a fated expedition to Antarctica. A real expedition, by the way, which was wild and went wrong, and this group had to survive as best they could in Antarctica in 1915, 16. No radio, no nothing. They're just, you know, making stuff. Eating seals, doing, you know, survive. It's crazy. But also I think she would like Midnight in Chernobyl, which was about, obviously, Chernobyl meltdown, because it's techie, because it's, and as an outsider, she would enjoy looking at a system to see why it didn't work, why it broke.
Interesting.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent question.
Hi.
Hi. How did you feel about Amora getting killed off? I mean, thinking that still.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when you get killed on a show, it usually means you have a great death scene. So I was like, oh man, I got a great death scene. But then I also got a great end. Like I kind of got both boxes checked. Because I was there at the end. I know you can't really see, I got the question like, were you there, were you not? I was there on the beach.
See, that's what I was wondering. Sorry.
I was fishing. That's
Amori
right.
was fishing, and she's the provider of the group.
Yeah, she's
clearly.
like, I'm not standing around here. Let's do some stuff. This is boring. Let's go. I gotta build some things, get some food. I got skills, okay? We're back. This is my turf. I know what to do.
Exactly. But like to your point, you got to play a whole different sort of character with Prime. I mean,
Yeah.
then you were sort of reanimated.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh, that like when that was interesting and challenging because Eliza did something comparable, right? Like you're you pretending to not be you to the best of that character's ability. So it was a bit of a bit confusing anyway. But it was an interesting challenge. And also then you're all cleaned up and wearing dresses.
Did you like that?
Yeah, but also I forgot how painful high heels are. I've been wearing boots for 6 years, right?
There is something about that.
I mean, well, yeah, I'm back in them, but
Right.
these are actually Kaylee Prime's boots from the show. Yeah, when we wrapped, they're get rid of stuff. I was like,
Oh, sure, but not Chelsea's butt. Just
yeah,
the
I
boots.
know. I tried.
Your hands. Yeah.
Who knows?
Someone.
Never mind. I was gonna make no.
Okay.
No.
Good question. Thank you.
So, when you first joined the show, did you expect your character to last as long as it did?
Definitely not. I thought, I'd be lucky to get a couple episodes, but I knew I had one. And I knew it was near the end of the season, so it wasn't likely I'd be brought back that season. So it's like, will the show get picked up for a third season? Then if it does, will they bring me back? If they bring me back, for how long? You just have no idea. And the show had been there in the city for 2 years, so we kind of had an idea. They brought a lot of people on, but we didn't know yet how long they would bring people on for. I mean, so many of us just came in for a day or a couple episodes, and then we stayed for the whole
When did you become a series regular?
I never officially, like, on contract, never became an official series. Although, honestly, had I simply just requested it,
Yeah, you could have.
they would have. They would
Right.
have, yeah,
Right.
obviously. But I was just like, oh, la la la, I'm good. I'm just so chill and happy, whatever.
But like 5, 6, and 7, you were all in it.
Basically, yeah, around 5, I would say that felt like the core is now you're here in a very established way. Yeah, but I didn't know how long I was going to come in for. So every season was a beautiful gift.
Thank you. That's nice. Go ahead.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Luisa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my goodness, we loved your show so much. So the question I have for you is, if there's an opportunity to like do a spin-off, you guys were on the Ark, we didn't hear that whole story, or like post like 100 stories, you know, would you guys be willing to do something like that?
I'd be
trying to put an earworm in people's ears.
Man, I'd totally be willing to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I have no idea what that would look like, but this is the sci-fi world.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could sci-fi
You guys
something.
were up in there for a while, like that could be a whole story.
I want Grounders in Space played by Muppets. It'll be great.
I feel like you've been working this angle for a while.
Yeah, same. Yes.
But thank you. You did get us through the pandemic. We loved it. We loved being distracted really well. So thank you.
I'm very glad that we could do that for you. Hi.
Hi. So I had a bit of a two-part question. First was, my name's Emma, by the way. It's
Hi.
very nice to meet you. My first question is kind of what was the hardest thing for you to what was like the hardest scene to act in the show? And my other question is just a more personal one, like what's your favorite book?
Hardest scene to act. I mean, there were a lot that were quite challenging. I think some of the Bayless stuff was, because that was one of the first times they really challenged me on that show. And the scenes before it with Clark. Because then I really got to share her emotional life, like everything that's built her up to this point. So I really wanted to do that well. And I think it worked well. So that was a challenging one for sure. And what was the second favorite book? My favorite book. Thank you. I think, I have a bunch of favorite ones, but probably one of the most impactful books I've ever read, which I've said many times already, is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And it is an incredible book about suffering and what life means. When you lose everything, what is left? So what is it that actually drives a person to live? It's just a nice, light summary, when you want some love. Yeah. Thank you.
She's writing a book.
Oh, good for you. You go, girl. That's a lot. Good for you, and don't stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that one will be your favorite.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kelly.
I know.
Oh, hi. So I have made my shirt, The Love is Weakness, shirt, so I've marked out weakness, and for anybody else that would like to vote, I would love to know what you guys think about what does the show say about what love is, right? So the Grounders say love is weakness, and then that comes up again with City of Light breaking those bonds to take away that pain, and then breaking the selfish bonds in Bardo. So what are your thoughts on what does the show say about what is love? Love is...
I think I would say, just off the top of my head, love is choice. Because a lot of the time you can feel, but what do you choose to do? And things can be tough, like things get tough in life. And it's when you make the continued choice to be there for someone in the hard times, not in the good times. And that takes choice. So I think choice.
My answer was presence. So we're on the same page.
Yeah, I love it.
Thanks for your work.
Okay, last question, and we have, unfortunately, because we're running behind, we have to let you go.
You were doing a question? Okay.
Hi. Hey, Angelina. I didn't know you were, I remember when I had your VIP that you were books related. I totally forgot. I'm so sorry, but I have to ask a question. Because I'm big about books as well and education and everything else. And since you have a mantle where you're talking to people to pick out books to read, is there any way you could try to get some people to put the dyslexia font out for the books for the bigger books? Because all they have is kids books out, and you're going for big readers, some of us people want big books and not little books with lexicon on it. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, you mean like the format?
It's a format that they make on books.
Okay.
And I've been able to get it into a couple libraries for kids, because all my kids are dyslexic like me. So I'm big on reading because of that. That's why I watch so many movies, because I can't read the books. So that's why I get into the fandom. That's my way to read and disappear. But what I would love to do, since you have that mouthful, I'm asking you, it's an Australian company called Dyslexia Font.
Dyslexia Font.
There are ways you can take them and turn them into books, and the way it works is the bottom letter of the letter is darker and the bottom is thicker.
Okay.
So you can't flip it. So people like me can't flip it.
Okay.
So since you are so huge in books and you want people to read good books, I mean, come on, I can't read The Great Gatsby because they don't have that font.
I will text that to myself, so I have it. Dyslexia Font. Australia?
It's from Australia.
Australia.
It's a program, and if
Okay.
you ask people, because you have a bigger mantle than I
I
do,
will dig into it.
I would go into library to library in my town trying to get the books in for them.
Okay, I'll dig into it. Thank you.
Well, let's thank Luisa for being here.
I just want to say, you all are so wonderful. You all are so wonderful and so special, and I hope that you know that. We are very appreciative and lucky to have you. This was a very special show for all of us. Like, I know it was special for you guys, but it was special for us too. So you're all just beautiful, wonderful people. And take your vitamins.